Okay, hey everyone that's watching the How to Make a Journal series. Welcome back. We are going to work on part 2, which is going to be preparing the spine for our journal and for our signatures. And what we'll need to start with is one sheet of 110-pound paper. And whatever you're going to use to reinforce the spine so that it gives it more firmness or more sturdiness. And so I am again going to use a piece of Tyvek for that. Sorry about the noise on that, just opening the envelope here quick. I should have had that ready and I didn't think about getting that ready beforehand. So just going to use a piece of Tyvek and probably going to cut this right in half and cut these two flaps off quick. And right down the middle should give us plenty for what we need here. So we'll just use that. And we will, before we glue that on, you'll need your scoreboard. And so I'm going to set this sheet aside for right now. You'll need your scoreboard. And what we're going to want to do is score it at the 2-inch mark, at the 2.5-inch mark, and we're putting the 11-inch side across the top. So it's just a standard 8.5 by 11, putting the 11-inch side across the top. So again, we're going to score at the 2-inch mark, at the 2.5-inch mark, and then at the 3-inch mark. And then we want 1.75 inches from there. So we'll go 3 to 4. 20. So we'll score at 4.75. And then we'll score at 5. Oh, sorry. We won't score at 5. We'll score at 5.25. So you've got 2, 2.5, 3, 4.75, 5.25, 5.75, and 7.75 is where we will score our paper at. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cut this at that last score line. We're just going to cut that all off. And that's all you should need the scoreboard for at the moment. Get my cutter out here and just cut that last piece off. And then you can go ahead and fold it on each one of those score lines. And this will just make it easier when we attach the tape or the Tyvek or whatever it is that you are using to secure it. It will make it so that it'll be easier to find your score lines after that point. And I'm actually just going to fold them both ways because when we reinforce it, it does make it a little bit stiffer, and that way everything is all ready to go. Okay, once we've done that, you can take your tape or your Tyvek or whatever it is that you're using, and you can glue it to one side of your spine piece. And you want to adhere that well, so make sure that you are covering and gluing that really well. So I went ahead and I put glue all over my paper, but then I'm also going to put glue just on the edges of my Tyvek to make sure that I'm going all the way to the outside edges on that. Line that up as best as possible along the bottom. My cut's not completely straight, so I might miss just a little bit, but then I can go ahead, push that down, adhere that down, flip it over, burnish it just a little bit, get it all the way to the edges, squeeze out the excess. You put too much glue on there, maybe, I don't know. Oops. This is going to be the inside. Nobody is going to see this. We are ultimately going to glue this all shut, but my glue did seep out, so we'll just erase it quick. Doesn't matter if we're gluing it down again or not. I just don't want it to stick to my thing while we're working on it. Okay, so once you have that, you do want to let that dry. If you are going to ink, then you may want to go ahead and ink all of your creases, or if you're going to decorate your spine, the one that I'm currently working on, you can see I inked that piece, or in here I've got some stenciling on it so that it's not just stark white. Since this one happens to be going in a wedding album that I'm doing and everything about that album will be white, I'm not going to worry about doing any additional stenciling or anything. So I am just going to leave it like that. Once this is dry, which I'll probably not wait for it to dry, even though I probably should. I'm going to trim off this excess here so that it's flush with the top. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue it so that it folds like this. You want to glue it so you want to fold it to the top so that the bottom is showing on the top, and then the middle one you want to fold so that the bottoms come together, and then the next one you want to fold so that it touches, so that the top touches the top, and then that will leave you with a mountain in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue those mountains closed, and you'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, you'll fold it from the outside. You'll fold it so that the top touches the top. You'll fold it so that the bottom touches the bottom. On the third score line, you'll fold it so that the top touches the top. That will leave you with a mountain in the middle so that it will ultimately look like this when you are ready to glue it. And so we'll go ahead and just glue the mountains closed. So I'm going to put glue right in that space right there. And then I'm going to take my clips and I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to let that dry overnight, and we will work on the next piece of that tomorrow or when we get back to it. And what you'll want to do for the middle piece, in order for you to make the journal with us or jump onto the Thursday night calls with us to make the journal, you'll want to go ahead and we're going to put 2 signatures in the middle, and you're going to want 2 sets of 7 sheets of paper with at least 4 of them in each being full-size sheets. The rest of them can be book pages, shorter, bigger, whatever you want to do. But you're going to want at least 4 of them in each signature to be 8.5 by 11 so we can do all the decorations together. And those will be the signatures. So you'll want 2 sets of 7 to be ready for what we're going to do tomorrow night. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and glue the mountains closed. This can be a little bit tricky if you used tape and you have the plastic adhering to the plastic. So score tape might be beneficial if you put some score tape in the middle there when you're gluing it, just as something extra for it to hold on to, because that grips on the plastic just a little bit better. And then just going to take some clips here and I'm going to push the mountain together and I'm going to clip it closed so that it can glue overnight and get that really solid grip. So we'll do both sides. Just like that. So what you will have is you have two flaps and then a center piece here with it reinforced on the back. All right, and we will get back at it maybe tomorrow.